On my port bow, there is an island that's called Isla Tigre. That's part of El Salvador. We're going to check in there in a couple of days into El Salvador. Then straight ahead, there's Isla El Tigre, which is part of Honduras, where we're going. Just off our stern on starboard, there is mainland Nicaragua. So you've got 3 Central American countries in this portfolio Fonseca. Pretty cool, huh? Pretty cool, Boga, huh? Well, I think it would be pretty cool if we would go to land now. We can. 2 more hours. 3 more hours. 3 more hours, okay? This has been the longest you've ever been at sea. Right, Bogi? She says right. You don't have to do this so soon again. Hey. What's happening, Bogi? Fisherman? Well, here we are. We've made it. 195 miles in our wake and another 5 to go. 10 to clear into El Salvador and then 15 to Amapula, and from Amapula 35 to Jalisco, going into the river. Well, to be honest, I had been pretty worried about this voyage because I hadn't been solo sailing for 2 overnights in a year, and it was also the first 2 overnights with Boga by myself. And I have heard so many horror stories of really bad squalls, like up to the 50s on this stretch. I was quite worried the last 2 weeks before departure. Then, funnily enough, the last day before departure, I got really calm. Also, I had prepped everything pretty well, so I think that probably helped. The boat is in pretty good shape and everything is really well stowed. Everything was clean, and I checked the engine, I checked the sails, I checked pretty much everything. I had pre-cooked some food. The weather window that we chose was pretty smooth. So yeah, actually the day before leaving I felt really quiet and tranquil, but not anxious. And usually the night before departure I sit with Karl for a bit, and I just ask him if there's anything he has to tell me last minute that I forgot that I need to take care of. The only thing that he told me was that I hadn't really asked him how I felt about Boga being on board since she had been there. So yeah, but apart from that, he seemed good, and that made me feel confident somehow. And I mean, I sort of know the steps by now, but it's still always the pre-departure anxieties, I guess. I'm looking forward to climbing the volcano El Tigre. Arriving in Honduras was probably the most unusual arrival I have experienced so far. After dropping anchor, we got hit by a big squall with 30 knots of wind that gave a good test to our anchor holding. Well, not so unusual yet, but once we had paddled to shore, we saw our sailboats being approached by a massive Boeing Chinook flying right past our boats and dropping people into the water, and then starting all over again. Quite the arrival spectacle. The goal of today is to climb the volcano El Tigre. It's very early, 5 something. I'm not heading in now. If Boga doesn't fall in last minute into the water. We're heading in now to go and climb to the top.
just a very quick ride, just outside the naval station, outside the Guadacosta, basically. And it's about $2 to get here. And then from here, it's apparently 5 hours up and down. I told him to come pick me up at 12, which is in 6 hours. So it should be good. Our tuk-tuk driver from yesterday had told us that before there was tuk-tuks on the island, everything was done with donkeys. So I think I just found one of the retired donkeys here. Probably still in the mountain they're using them, I assume. Well, maybe they were right and it's not so clear which way to go. Because right now I followed the wider road and it seems there's some private property and there's like a lot of dogs. So there is a bench at some point with a outlooking thing here. And now there's 1, 2, 3, 4 options. They said something about going right. I doubt that this is the right that they're talking about. I think this is probably us, like going straight. We'll give that a try. That looks like mostly the direction of going up. And we're not going back to those crazy dogs up there. Shit, there's another fork in the road. One, a small trail that Boga wants to go. And then this one looks nice. The small trail looks sort of going away from the top, but who's to say? A little boy had told me, siempre a la derecha, but then who's to say? He was very little, so I'm not sure how well he knew where right and left was. Now going to the right looks like going quite down. The left looks like going a lot up. This is a tricky one. Oops. Go. Bogi, what's up? Habas? Okay. So it took about 1 hour 45 minutes to walk up, and I did like 2 water stops, sitting down for like, I don't know, 3, 4 minutes. So the first part is really easy, and then the second half is a little steeper. And the view on the top is really very pretty. There's some tower up here with a flag, and I'm just gonna go to the other side, see what's going on the other side. But it's so beautiful. I was gonna take my drone, but Mark had buried it the other day really deep down somewhere because this one day we had the thought that somebody might break into the boat, which is a different story. But so it was somewhere very deep down. So this morning, I got up at 4:30 and I wasn't in the mood to look for it. So you just have to make do with normal videos. I think they're just as nice. I make... On the way across the top, I found not only a huge avocado tree, but surprisingly an entire finca with a friendly donkey and a handful of people that live up there temporarily. I chatted with them for a little while, and Boga got to play with all the cute little doggies. Before starting the descent, I found a picturesque picnic spot to have an early lunch break, along with a killer view and a fresh breeze to send my thoughts flying off thinking about this marvelous place on our precious planet. Today we are gonna explore Isla El Tigre, and we're gonna rent a tuk-tuk to go around the island and see what there is to see. My idea is stopping somewhere for some food and a little swim in the ocean, or in the Gulf, I guess, more. And Paul, I'm not sure what he wants. I think he just wants to explore and see the island. And then later on we have a date for going bingo playing with some people from the pueblo. Because yesterday when I went for a little exploration walk with Boga, they were playing some bingo at one of the plazas, and I asked how often they play, and they said they play every evening, and they invited us to join for today. So that's gonna be super exciting, and we'll see how that turns out. Let's go. This is the local police station. They gave me a tour yesterday of the police and the cells. We had a really nice chat with Jennifer and Ricardo from the police. Buenas, ¿cómo están? Hola! Isla El Tigre and its roughly 5,500 inhabitants carry the echoes of a turbulent history and are still facing major social, economic, and political challenges. It's a place where time seems to slow and life unfolds at its own pace. With its volcanic roots, the island is a serene canvas, painted with the hues of tradition and simplicity. Our driver dropped us off at the local hotspot, the one and only beach, the place you have to be, and we're in one of the local eateries here and ordered some fish, and now the restaurant owner has walked off because I think he now has to go and get 2 fish for us and some papas and some ensalada. And I think we're gonna have a piña colada as well. Doing a little bit of domingueros today. It's not really Sunday, but who cares? Exploring Isla Tigre filled my heart with immense joy, evoking memories of the first 3 years with my sailboat Karl as I sailed through the Western Caribbean. The natural beauty is, of course, enchanting, but it's the people, once again, who have made this all too brief stay truly unforgettable. I'm absorbing the openness and kindness we've received here on Isla El Tigre, and I truly hope that I will be able to welcome others into my life with the same curiosity and generosity in the future. But more about that next time.